Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the very viral TikTok aging filter and why I think this specific filter, this viral aging TikTok filter, is worse than you think, and why I think it is probably in the scheme of things. I mean, we see a lot being pushed towards young girls and women, but I do think that this specific viral filter is just one big punch to the gut for young girls and women in regards to their self-esteem. I know a lot of you may think, Caitlin, get a grip. You may just want to be shaking my shoulders and being like, it's just a filter, it's just a bit of fun, relax. I dissect so much and I'm a deep thinker, and it sometimes can be to my detriment. So if you want to share your opinion with me in the comments down below about this specific filter, maybe you disagree with everything I have to say today, and that's totally okay. Please share with me your take on this specific filter and whether or not you've tried it. So if you haven't seen this specific filter, I'm going to throw up some images and some videos on the screen of various TikTok creators who have taken on and jumped onto this trend. Everyone from Jessica Alba to Kylie Jenner has used it, and just to quote Kylie Jenner, it was something along the lines of, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's like my best California accent. But yeah, it's taken the TikTok world by storm. And like I said, even celebrities have went ahead and jumped on it. And I mean, if Kylie Jenner is very confronted by what she sees, and she is someone who has had extensive work done, that's when you know we've got a problem, okay? We've got a problem. And before I get into the more unfortunate negative side of things, I do want to touch on the fact that there are so many creators, so many people making TikTok videos with this filter, saying that they're excited to meet this version of themselves. They're excited to know this version of themselves and to meet this version of themselves, and they're saying that they look like their mum and they feel like they're reminded of their mother. And for me, when I saw myself with this filter, I thought, oh my god, I look like my mum. But I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I wish I was that evolved. I was like, holy that's a bit scary, isn't it? I didn't think I would ever look like that. But yeah, there are a lot of creators talking about how much of a blessing it is to age and how much of a blessing it is to reach that age. But that is, I personally think, a smaller portion of the pool compared to the overwhelming opinion that it's a little bit confronting and it's a little bit scary. Jessica Alba was like, where did all this extra skin come from? For people like Kylie Jenner and Jessica Alba who have access to the best surgeons, the best doctors in the world, and have not endless, but they have lots and lots of money. If women like Kylie Jenner can look at this filter, look at themselves with this filter, and claim to not like it, for young girls seeing this, young women to see this who don't have the access to the financial capabilities, who don't have access to doctors, this further perpetuates this obsession with youth. We've always had it, it's always been there, okay? And I'm not at all pretending like I'm immune to this, okay? If you are a woman, I can guarantee you that you have felt this at some point. For the most part, okay? The internet is an amazing place. Every now and again I meet like a unicorn of a human being that's like, what? I've never thought about aging and how hard that might be for me. And you may be one of those people. Please make yourself known in the comments down below. But for a lot of women, the idea of aging, we have been programmed to be absolutely terrified of it, or to be fearful of it, or to try to avoid it as much as we can. Okay, this isn't the same for men. It's not the same thing. Men are almost valued more in society and almost grow more attractive, is the general consensus the older they get. Whereas women, apparently their prime is considered to be in their 20s. I'm not saying I necessarily believe this. I'm just saying this is the general consensus. This is what we're pushed to believe in society. And I think this is further perpetuating the narrative that we should fear aging, and that aging is not a good thing. Aging is something to fear and to avoid at all costs. I just want to touch more on, I think, the further obsession that type of narrative holds. This obsession with ourselves, this obsession with our looks and how we look and how we are perceived, and all of that is so heavily tied into this. And maybe you never even considered it. Maybe again, I'm just like thinking and taking it way too deep. But I do think that this filter, as innocent as it may seem, definitely further perpetuates this obsession with ourselves, this obsession with how we look and how we are seen, and this obsession with perfection, and this obsession, and probably will contribute to an increase in cosmetic procedures and women getting cosmetic procedures at a younger and younger age. Recent statistics show that the global anti-aging market is worth a whopping $70 billion as of this year. And it's only increasing. Apparently by 2030, it's going to increase to a whopping 121 billion. Dermatologists are actually confirming this filter's accuracy of this is very much a potential what you could look like at that age. And it's actually being praised by plastic surgeons. I wonder why plastic surgeons would be praising this filter. I mean, they'll be profiting off of it, won't they? I just don't think it's normal or natural that we should be able to see what we look like in 50 years. I just don't think, I don't think it's normal or natural. If you think about it, never before in history have women had access to being able to see what they look like just on their phone, like with just one little click, just a simple click. It's never happened before. And I just don't think that it's going to honestly do any good for women and their insecurities, their self-esteem issues. It's going to be probably big business for plastic surgeons, and it's probably going to be big business for the anti-aging market. I don't think it's normal or natural to be able to see in a mirror such a realistic look of what we will look like and what our future will look like. I just don't think we should have access to that. We're already living in an incredibly narcissistic, self-obsessed society, and I do think a filter like this is only going to promote further narcissism, further obsession with one's physical appearance, and altering the physical appearance of oneself. Women younger and younger are being targeted towards anti-aging procedures, preventative procedures, and more anti-aging products. Going back years ago, it was really only women in their 40s and women in their maybe even late 30s that were more targeted toward anti-aging products, whereas now we're seeing that target market shift to a younger and younger demographic. It does worry me. Narcissism is running rampant, and it's kind of a product of social media. It's kind of a product of being able to just look at yourself all day long. Like before mobile phones, before front cameras, before social media, people didn't look, I don't believe people looked at themselves to the degree we do now. I don't believe that people were constantly scrutinizing themselves and taking as many photos and altering their bodies because they couldn't. You know, back in my mum's day, she didn't have access to Photoshop. She didn't have access to Facetune. It wasn't something that was done. And it does scare me that seeing a filter like this is going to further just ruin women's and young girls' self-esteem. I know it's only one small filter and it's only a small part of the puzzle of social media, but it is further contributing to women and young girls not being enough. Their physical appearance is not enough, and you know, you need to change it, you need to fix it, because it's not enough, it's not good enough. I think it's further perpetuating that narrative. I know this is a very triggering and touching subject for some women, but I just want to share a little bit of my own personal story. Maybe you yourself have either experienced this, or you have a friend or family member, or maybe you've just seen women experience this in the media where they get subtle or just like maybe one specific thing done to them, and then it kind of hamster wheels into having a lot done. Maybe things that they never thought they would ever get done, or maybe things that they never felt self-conscious about, they end up then changing. And this is something that I've seen in women. I've seen it with people I know. I've seen it in women in the media. And for the first time, I was able to actually see it in myself. This is the first thing I've ever really changed about myself. I've never had any Botox fillers, like any plastic surgery or anything like that. And having Invisalign, I actually didn't get it for like beauty reasons. I've always had crooked teeth, but I've always really loved my teeth. I actually got it because I was experiencing uneven wear, and my dentist did explain to me that the older I get, the more my teeth will move, and I'll probably experience more uneven wear and then more dental issues in the future. So it's actually probably a sensible idea to go ahead and get Invisalign. And honestly, that sold it for me. I was like, look, I don't even like really going to the dentist. I don't want to experience any more dental issues in the future. So I went ahead and got Invisalign. And just seeing the small changes to my face so far, you think I would be feeling really good, and you think I'd be feeling really great about having straighter teeth. But actually, it made me notice things about myself that either I I was self-conscious about in the past and then kind of grew out of that and kind of got over it, or just new things that I never noticed about myself before. Like, for instance, I never really noticed before, but now I feel like I have a little bit of a double chin. I don't know if it's just because my jaw's moving. I don't know if it's just because it's winter and I tend to gain a little bit more weight in winter. Okay, I turn into a bit of like a bear and I just hibernate and eat. Like a slight double chin that I never noticed before. I also feel like it's made me notice my nose more. When I was younger, I used to have major insecurities about my nose. I used to dabble in the idea of wanting a nose job. Having my teeth look straighter and straighter has almost made me, I don't know if it's just accentuated my nose or if it's just all in my head. It's made me look at my teeth more and think, oh my God, like, because I have these little like suction things on them that stick the Invisalign in, it's making me look at my teeth and think, oh my God, they're so yellow. I could never sympathize or truly understand this desire to get more and more and more and more and more done. I've never understood that before until now. I can see how cosmetic procedures can almost be, for some people, can almost turn into a little bit of an unhealthy addiction and almost snowball to the fact where one thing's changed and then you want to fix something else about yourself. Oh, and then, but then fixing that then highlights something else that you don't like. And then maybe a surgery wasn't done 100% and maybe you need to get it done again. And maybe that surgery makes your eyes look different shaped. When I was young, I was always really self-conscious about the size of my face, the shape of my face, my jaw, like how square my face is, and my nose. So I got my face shape and my nose from my dad, and my dad's Polish. It's funny, when I tried this filter, it really accentuated the size of my nose. For some reason, I like grew a bigger schnoz, and also the skin around here was very much more accentuated. So I can see that for young girls, like if I tried this filter when I was in my early 20s and still really struggling with these features that I have, I can see myself trying a filter like that and thinking, oh my God, I hate my nose now. I hate my chin and my face now. It's only going to get worse from here. I need to step in and do something about it now. And I kind of wonder about, if I was to go down that path, would I have snowballed into just this constant need to change things about myself? So yeah, I feel like I'm just going on a bit of a rant now, so I probably should wrap it up here. But yeah, I know this is a really controversial topic for some women. Whether you are pro-surgery, pro-cosmetic procedures, or against it, or whether you're just really neutral, I do hope that majority of us can see a common ground on the negative effects that this will have on young women and will have on women. This further narrative of being afraid of aging, further need to fix ourselves, change ourselves, make ourselves better because we're not enough as we are. The self-esteem issues that will come along with this for young girls and women, because it's already hard enough out there with Instagram and being exposed to social media and being exposed to women all day, every day, perfect bodies, perfect filtered bodies, perfect photoshopped faces and bodies on a regular basis, just from the easy access of their phone, I think can be really, really damaging for young girls. And I can't imagine growing up with that, and I can't imagine if I saw that filter when I was 18 or 19 or 20. Yeah, I think I'd be spiraling for sure. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Have you tried this filter personally? Share with me all your thoughts. I'm gonna have another one linked for you here. If you haven't had enough of me just yet, feel free to join me over there. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.